Yep. I like to
Claire
shout.
talks really loud, and then I tend to
yell.
sort of mumble and occupy the lower register, and then she's way up there.
Yeah.
You have like a good podcasting voice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't want to like.
You can hear it when you sound like.
Yeah, I move my head around a lot. It's like I want to keep the microphone excited.
I didn't want to like.
Wow.
I don't know how that sounds like with your girlfriend sitting right there. Like,
Yeah, I know.
hey man, you got a really sexy voice.
You got a real good voice. I like your sexy voice.
Hey, what do we say? Claire gets out of here.
Oh no.
Take that beard on a test ride.
Yeah. How long have you been in Long Beach?
Is this a legit question? Are we
No.
on the show? Okay.
That would be a weird way to start
Yeah,
the
No,
podcast.
now that we've talked
How
about
long have you
fuck-
been in like a weird voice?
we
And
talked about-
scene. No, but how long have you guys been in Long Beach? You're a transplant, right?
Yep.
And then I don't know your
I'm a
origin
California native, but I moved down south. I heard the call of LA and answered it about 3 years ago.
Yeah. What kind of phone did you pick up the call?
story. Was it a rotary
LA.
phone?
It was actually a blinking red phone. It was the police commissioner.
Gotcha.
Is this Batman? Oh,
Batman.
Cheya, what?
Batman, I need you in LA.
Mediocre comic, man. Literally everyone else in LA is trying to do this, man.
Yep.
But I loved the city. I visited here a couple of times, and just like I loved how much excitement there always was. Like I loved the nightlife. Like I saw a couple of comedy shows, and just like, well, I mean, it's not even. It's just I'm not even like a big party guy, but just sort of like the ambiance of the space. Like I saw
The ambiance.
I saw like Tig Notaro, like one of the first times I visited LA. At Largo, and then you walk out of Largo, and there's this like giant like neon billboard, girls, naked girls, naked girls, naked girls. And I was just like, LA has some really interesting contradictions, and like it's all over.
Yeah,
it's a snowball in hell. It's a contradiction in terms that somehow works. You
It's
know,
like $1 million house with a hobo standing right in front of it.
it's the shallowest place on earth, and it's the deepest place on earth.
Oh,
You know? It's
Jesus
like, it's the worst
fucking
city in the world,
Christ.
and it's the best city in the world.
Shut up.
It's just a fucking paradox.
Yeah, I remember going to my first big city.
That is true.
What was
That is
it
true.
like?
That is true.
Mine is Chicago. It's
Yeah,
the
I went
exact
to-
same thing, except we can drink until 4 a.m., bitches.
That'll soon be the norm around here, I guess.
I hope so.
I guess that still passed, or it recently passed, where they
You
changed
guys
it
like
to 4.
have like an alert that tells you when these bills are getting voted on. I never know about this.
We
shit.
want to be drunk all the time.
Right.
That's one thing I like about Wisconsin. People are super
I'm
engaged
from
in
Wisconsin,
local
by the
politics.
way.
Wisconsin.
Like-
Wisconsin.
Like yeah, your
Oh,
grandma
geez.
was like buddies with a couple people who ran for mayor and governor and shit like
no,
that.
Paul Soglin
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I don't want to get into that. Yeah.
But do you have an accent?
No.
I don't hear that.
No.
Did you have to drop it?
No, not really. I didn't really grow up with one. My dad is like born and raised in California, and then kind of also raised in Wisconsin, and my mom was Southern, so I didn't really pick anything up.
Yeah, it was hard for me to. I mean, I don't read accents super well. Like,
Yeah.
my dad is from Boston, and I grew up not thinking he had an accent. So, like, I just kind of
He does,
accept
it's
any way
cute.
people talk, pretty much.
Yeah,
But it doesn't sound like
Not-
you have an accent.
I don't know what accents really
excuse
are.
me, Cheya says things
I
like
say-
culinary,
And
milk,
yep, milk.
Milk.
Apparently, that's wrong. That's,
milk. It's milk.
Like with an E.
Yeah, milk.
Well, you would know.
Yeah, it's milk.
The dairy teat of the United States.
Shut the fuck up.
Wisconsin.
We gotta be, man. If we're not making cheese, we're making murderers, okay? Jesus.
That was a really relevant joke in 2015.
Fuck you. That's when I wrote that fucking joke, you asshole.
When was do you guys still do your first jokes or your, jokes from your first set?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say because, like, I've had bits that I've done for a long time, and then it's like sometimes I revisit them or just try them out with, like, the confidence of having done it for a couple of years.
Right.
And it's almost like a new bit.
If I'm, like, around girls who I know listen to pop music in the 90s, then, yeah, I'll do my joke because it's an easy laugh.
The Backstreet Boys.
My favorite is As Long As You Love Me by the Backstreet Boys. The premise of this song is they don't care who you are, where you're from, or what you did, as long as you love them. And I feel like you need to care about at least one of those things. Not caring about where they're from is chill because racism sucks. Serious point. But who they are or what they did, like, I don't know, what if they fucked puppies? Okay? Or maybe they voted for Scott Walker the second time.
That's a funny bit.
Yeah, I have to change it though because.
Oh wait, yeah, you zucked us. You creeped on our page like Mark Zuckerberg.
No, I sent him links.
Okay,
he
that's
asked
good.
for
That's
them.
good. No, that's part of the show, and I'm down.
I was gonna say, do you do a lot of research for your guests with your podcasts?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes it depends on the guest.
You had like an author on. I don't even know.
I did.
Time.
I had to read her fucking book. It was a good book. She's not going to listen to this.
She's about to go full Marin. She's gonna tell us how she really felt.
this.
We have some beef.
Stand-up comedy, open mics, interviews, and a podcast too. It's just a day in the life for Daryl Williams. Just a day in the life. This Comics Life.
Hello and welcome to This Comics Life. This is me, your host, D. Williams, a.k.a. Daryl Williams, a.k.a. Dumbass, a.k.a. Dude that's hanging out with a comedy duo that performs separately.
Not really.
And
Very rarely. This is actually anytime we appear on a podcast, it's always the both of us.
Most of our mics
We
are
have yet
together.
to book solo gigs.
And
Our
I'm
live shows
talking
together.
about Clare Dickerson and Cheya Cary.
Wow, you pronounced both of our names right.
It's a pleasure to be here. Well done. You've done your homework.
Jeez. People say Clare Dickinson and Cheya Cary.
Cheya. I mean, that's why I'm with Cheyenne. It's harder to fuck up.
That's right. How did you guys choose your stage names? Just because they are your names, or
Mine is my name.
Yeah, that's a factor.
I kind of wish I would not have said Dickerson, but my middle name's Elise, and people would have said Alice. So
We have a
I'm
hilarious
fucked
bit
no matter what.
about your name and what you were almost named.
Well, that's not a hilarious bit to anybody but you.
I wish you weren't a liar.
My dad's last name was Black, and Shia thinks it'd be hilarious if my name was Black Dickerson. Fuck you guys.
But what's great, what makes it actually funny to me is that you weren't aware of that fact.
I didn't realize until you
we
mentioned
thought
it
about it.
one
You
day.
mentioned that your dad's last name was Black.
And you were like,
Right.
oh, my
And then
God,
I did the
Black
math. I
Dick.
did
well,
that.
weren't all like names like what people were back in the day? You know, Shoemaker. And
Yeah,
and-
mine is son of Richard, and Richard is the noble one, so I'm son of noble one, motherfuckers.
Right.
What do you got?
Son of Dicks.
Yeah, it happened. When I was in like 6th grade, everybody said Dick her son, so that was good.
My
I
dad
should have just been Claire.
My dad tried to give me a little bit of history, but he gave me a lot of history into how racist he was
Oh, good.
by saying, if you meet any black person that has the same last name as you, that means they used to be slaves.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
And
So
it's like,
this show
yeah.
got real in like 2 seconds, 2 minutes, I think. 'Cause- so we're doing the intros a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah, so I shouldn't bring up my dad. I got it. Note to self.
My dad threshold
Dad's
is like
fine.
15 minutes.
It's the whole slavery thing.
Right.
That's not so fine.
I mean, he was trying to be like, I guess, knowledgeable.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I found out. I put the dots together recently when I realized that when my mom was talking about having a black nanny in the 50s in Tennessee.
was her name Mammy?
I don't know what her name was, but she probably wasn't a nanny. I'm not too thrilled about that.
Like a nanny against her will.
Like a owned person who lives in the house. I don't want to say it, but it was in Tennessee. You know,
Right,
the whole
right.
thing. He's dead. It doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but at least he's dead, you know, so.
So why Cheya?
It's actually what I've called myself since forever.
But not Cheyenne.
So I go by Cheya on my Facebook, Cheyenne, and my comment. That's the thing is like,
You switch it up. You do Shia and Cheyenne.
I just don't know if this is going to go anywhere that interesting or if we should move
It's
forward.
interesting.
Just talk about it. Don't get psyched out.
Okay. I mean, yeah, so my parents wanted me to have one square name and then one hippie name so that depending on
What?
who I grew up to be, I would pick which one was right.
So they gave you two different names.
Jeffrey, Cheyenne, Cary. So I would be Jeffrey Cary.
If you wanted to be square.
If I wanted to have a legitimate... Yeah, I mean Cheyenne.
Love me, Jeffrey.
But
That's the
Cheyenne's
thing,
not
is,
even
like, Cheyenne
that.
is like the creative, beautiful name, right? Yeah.
But is it even really that like outside the box? It's not like they named you like Moondust or something.
I think it was progressive for '89, which
Yeah.
is when I was born. I'm dating myself here. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I think it was more progressive as like it doesn't have like a gender like role to it.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah, because
So,
I've mostly
yeah.
known women named Cheyenne.
Right. I guess my name is the same way, but I only know like one famous person that's like a female named Daryl.
Hannah.
Yeah. And I've never met like any other girl named Daryl. So it's like
I've
I don't
never
really
met
feel
a man
like it's
named
a
Claire.
You have.
I've not.
Oh, you have not.
I've not. Clarence.
Clarence for sure.
My mother wanted to name me Gertrude. That's a good one.
That's incredible.
My
Yeah,
dad
you're
wanted
almost
to name
Gertrude
me
Black.
Sunshine. My dad wanted to name me Sunshine.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
If my
Sunshine.
dad would have named me Sunshine,
And then you Cheyenne, like Cheyenne and Sunshine.
Oh man!
Wow.
no, fuck that. Do you know me? Okay, listeners, you don't know me very well, but like Sunshine is the opposite of what I should be
You
named.
should be called Darkness.
Just be like this bitch.
No, I was just thinking
Dickerson.
about Sunshine Black,
Excellent!
Yeah.
and then in the yearbook you'd be Black, comma Sunshine,
Fucking
which is like a muscle car.
damn it, Dad.
Rob
That
Zombie
sounds kind of
song.
metal.
Fuck.
It's a Rob Zombie song.
Well, now I feel
About a
real
hot rod.
upset about all my missed opportunities.
I've told this a bunch of times on the podcast, but yeah, I used to always go by, like when I first started, I went by D. Williams because I didn't want to be as ethnic,
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
like being called Daryl Williams.
But then there's Billy D. Williams.
Right. And then quickly, like a black comic came up to me and was like, dude, you sound more black being called D. Williams. So I went back to Daryl Williams.
Yeah.
But now I'm really thinking like, no, I should be like Derek.
You could do like,
Or like-
check this out, Errol,
Errol. Like Errol Flynn.
like Errol Flynn.
Yeah, I got it. Like, that's actually not that bad. Errol Williams.
Wasn't
Like,
I
it
like
almost,
that.
It almost sounds like a Northern
wasn't,
Europe. Huh?
Wasn't Errol Flynn a statutory rapist?
I thought he was gay.
It was the 50s.
I guess he could be both.
Don't. It was the 50s, honey, me.
So you shaved your cat.
I sure did.
What?
Yep. He's a lion now.
That's
That
nuts.
is some good podcasting right there.
Lion.
No,
This is not a euphemism, folks. Get your fucking head out of the gutter.
I will say it does tend to turn to sex sometimes when I talk to female guests.
Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
I'm not saying it will this time, especially with
Your
Cheya
mouth,
sitting
Cheya.
here.
Right in front of my salad.
Yeah.
Right in front of my
Right in
salad.
front of my salad?
Wait a minute. Do you have pants on? Are you guys fucking?
No.
Are you serious?
It's not what it looks
Right in front of my salad?
It's not
You
what
guys
it
are
looks
fucking gross.
So I hit on you at the top of the show, so now it's my turn. Now I gotta move on to another.
Open it up, bro.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
Let's talk about
got it,
Oliver.
yeah.
I'm into it. He's cute. He's orange.
And
He's
he was
perfect.
into it. It doesn't
No.
seem like a cat would be.
No, he wasn't into it.
Yeah.
It sucked. It was hard. It took me all day.
But why?
Because he gets too hot and he lays in front of the
All
fan.
he does, literally all he
Literally,
does
all
every day.
he lays in front of the fan when he's not eating. So then I shaved him, and he finally started snugging again and being all cute. He's so cute. He's so cute.
I don't know if my cat would be down for the shaving.
I'm looking at her face right now, and I'll tell you she wouldn't.
Your cat has no neck. I don't know if you know.
Attitude.
Your cat just goes straight
You
from
got a motherfucking
head to torso.
attitude. She's so cute. I don't know if that's how that song goes, and if it's not, don't at me.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't fucking care. There was a Wisconsin accent. I don't care. Okay? Jeez.
Do you want to draw
Don't
a
at me,
character
okay?
and improv a
Jeez.
scene?
No,
Yeah.
we're
Is that-
talking.
So I noticed when we sat
Shut
down,
up.
for the listener, when we sat down, there were Tupperware containers.
Oh yeah.
The same ones
Sorry,
that we have.
Gladware? Is this Gladware?
Yeah,
It's Gladware.
It might be Target brand, But
it is, because it has the heart.
I think you're right.
Tupperware's brand name.
Yeah, how fucking dare you?
There's like a Wikipedia
Band-Aid.
word for that, like portmanteau or something. It's eponymous. It's like the
What
brand
are we
that
doing right
named
now?
it.
What are we doing?
Anyway, these
Before
Tupperware
we get into
containers.
that, let's get into your real relationship, because that might set
Yeah.
up the game. But
We got to
Okay.
talk about comedy, our real relationship.
do you do a lot of jokes about one another?
No.
I have like one, pretty much.
Do I
one.
joke about you ever?
You do jokes that I wrote with you.
So you guys write
You
jokes
wrote one
for,
joke. You wrote one joke.
And was it good?
It kills. No, it depends.
Yeah. It basically is an opening one-liner that's like, got catcalled earlier today. And I don't know who taught Oliver how to use a phone, but he needs to stop calling me when I'm out. It's just a stupid little Oliver's my cat.
It's a
But on
dumb
stage,
play
I'll
on
say,
words
I don't know
that-
who
yeah.
taught my cat how to use a phone. But he needs to not call me at work. It's inappropriate.
I think
What's the deal?
It frames your set. It establishes your
Yeah.
character a little bit.
So I'm
'Cause you know a
crazy
few
and a
things.
cat lady.
I'm petty and I have a cat.
I'm
And here
petty,
to tell you
and
about
men
that.
won't stop bothering me. These are the 3 things you need to know about me. And I'm from Wisconsin.
Let's not dodge the question though. He was going to ask us something like serious about being in a do we have jokes about each other? Was that the question?
Right, yeah.
You have
I
one,
do one also about a cat, I think.
Oliver, my
Yeah,
cat.
I say
You have a lot of cat material, each of you.
You know,
I do.
so we don't have kids, but my girlfriend and I don't, wow, shit, I never say that.
My
I never
girlfriend and
started
I.
with, we don't have kids. Sorry. No, that just came out. Here's how it actually starts.
Ooh.
So
We
I
don't
just
have
moved in
kids.
with my girlfriend. She's got this cat. She's had it for like 4 or 5 years now. But I worry about her because every day she still asks him, like, who's a kitty? Who's a kitty? It's... Shit, I forgot how the bit goes. I usually introduce Alzheimer's or something,
You're
right?
like, I'm really concerned about my girlfriend, you guys.
Is that what it is? Yeah, she's had this cat for 4 years.
But every day she asks him, who's a kitty? Who's a kitty? And then the crowd is always like, then you're like, well, here she is, Clare Dickerson. And they're just like, yay.
It's so dumb. It's so very dumb.
I used to have a Alzheimer's pet bit, but it was an impression. And the impression was Michael McDonald with Alzheimer's. And it didn't work at all.
Oh my god.
Because, do you guys know who Michael McDonald is?
Doobie Brothers?
Yes.
I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting.
Fuck, that's such a specific impression.
Is that the shine light on, keep the spirit alive?
like a white dad Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Like,
so he's
it's
Tom
almost-
Petty?
It's like it's halfway between Michael Jackson and like oh shit, like
So he's
Chris
like Bruce
Cornell.
Springsteen?
Or like Pearl Jam.
Eddie Vedder. Or like this other male artist. Or this other guy.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is good content.
He's-
I'm
yeah,
excited
my
about
bad.
us. No, you're
But
Claire,
the
knows,
impression-
Claire knows how to murder a bit, right when we're in the middle of it. Just like, nope, I'm not amused by
Listen,
this
nobody
at
wants to
all.
listen to this for 10 minutes. I listen to like 5 podcasts a day.
Right.
I am an expert.
No, but the impression was, I keep forgetting what is the name of my dog. I keep forgetting what's his name, Wolfie or Mr. Scraps.
That's very, very good. But it hits a very niche audience.
Yeah, it did not
Hipsters our age who know who the fuck.
on stage.
No, you got to tell that one in front of moms.
You don't like
moms
contemporary
at a
adult
wine bar.
music from the late 80s and early 90s.
That's why I stick with the fucking mid 90s. Backstreet Boys.
Right.
Everybody knows Backstreet Boys.
It's back, streets back, all right, man.
Yeah. All right.
Backstreet's all right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was that?
Trying to slip in a McConaughey, I don't know. Oh, so okay. So about this Tupperware game we introduced, and like
No,
barely
stop.
Okay,
We're not
okay,
at that part
okay.
of the. This isn't your show, Cheya.
It just seems
Sit
like
back
it's been a long.
and let the host his show.
I'm
He
always
does
the
this
guy
to
who
me
tries
too.
to. I always try to
He
push
fucking
things
does
along.
this to
yeah,
me
I
too,
push
and it
things
drives
along
me
on the agenda.
But I get you. I mean, I feel like the same way too when I'm a guest on other people's podcasts. I kind of feel like it's, second nature to just take over and just, start asking people like, what's up with this? How's it go with this? Or, just do what I would do on my own show.
What's to do with airplane food?
And they're like, shut up. It's my show.
Right. Yeah. Cheya. Shut up.
I'm super. I don't want to say anxious and intimidated, but a little bit anxious and intimidated by
That's
improv
why we're
comedy.
gonna do the other part of the show
I know,
first.
but it's like my technique is to
No.
run straight at it. Like
Well-
I had like social phobias before I started comedy, but it's like, well, we're gonna solve this one way or the other. Charge straight at comedy.
Well-
Public speaking, everyone like the number one fear in America. I don't know if you know this. The rest of the world, snakes. America, public speaking.
Hate it.
Anyways, so do we have jokes about each other? Yes, but they're about but they're about our cat.
Or just
so
like
it's like
situations that involve you.
Yeah,
But
it's a character building.
I don't think I've ever
It's like-
actually joked about you.
Right.
I don't
Should
know.
we?
I have a
Should
lot
we?
of jokes. Oh my god.
You post stupid shit I say in real life as
Yeah.
like a Facebook status sometimes.
Yeah, I wrote a mean tweet that was supposed to be like a joke about you one time when I was mad at you.
Oh no. I don't,
You
that
never
must have
saw
passed
it?
me by. I don't know. That's how great I am at paying attention.
Did you tag him in it?
On
No.
Twitter? Like someone can shit talk me directly. And I don't know about it.
I was just drunk and mad. It
What
doesn't
was
matter.
it?
It said get
Was it
you.
good?
It was get you a man who looks at you the way my boyfriend looks at his phone. Sorry.
I mean, it's a little hallmarky. It's
Shut
like,
up.
It's like well trod. It's people
Listen,
have
it got a couple likes. Anyway,
just like used standard meme construction is all. Yeah.
well, can't wait to hear your joke about me and how great it is.
I don't
My
know if I've
girlfriend's so dumb. Just kidding.
No, I don't know if I've just like done straight up material. I mean, maybe like something we experienced together, but not even. Like most of my like personal bits are like just about things I was, went to the doctor's office or like I
Had my
whatever.
butthole looked at.
My butt-
You have like 12 went to the doctor's
There's-
office and got my butthole looked at joke.
Is that too many? Yeah, it's probably too many.
12 is like at least 9 too many.
I should see a proctologist about it. That's actually not what they're called anymore. They're rectal surgeons. No one's really a proctologist. I want to keep you guys up to date on the latest
Thank
anal
you.
medicine.
Thank you.
Do you have a lot of people like telling you what jokes you can and can't say? I've had a lot of censorship in the last month that I haven't had in like almost my whole like time
In
doing
terms of
comedy.
like
Are you playing different
Facebook friends?
clubs?
No,
What are
I'm
you
talking about like open
clubs?
mics and shit.
What?
He actually gets on stage a lot more than we do.
Oh, I'm sorry that I still have never had somebody at an open mic tell me what I can't say.
Yeah, there was like a whole open mic that basically went to PG because we're basically too filthy. Mm-hmm. So
they wrote the content you couldn't say in blue ink. No, right? That's
and it was all
playing
based on
blue.
like one
Right.
Yelp review. There was one Yelp review that said like, I'm not talking about the food here. I'm talking about the open mic. It was atrocious because there was a guy that had a baby raping joke, and it was
Oh
like
man,
A baby raping joke.
we all know that guy though.
I mean, apparently it's
it
this
wasn't
guy.
me.
I
I was
have a-
talking about transgender porn.
Oh no!
Yeah, super woke, dude. Super woke. Talk about it.
Shut the fuck up. I have a joke about putting babies in dumpsters.
So, well, apparently, don't go say it at certain mics because will
I
get shit.
used to say it at Bricks in front of wine moms all the time.
And they loved it.
They loved it. Well, they'd be like, but like a no is still a woo in my book. Like if they're making noise,
A
they're making-
reaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather people be like, oh no, than just be like,
That's the thing. It wasn't like it was bombing. It was just, I'm sure one person just didn't laugh, and now they went and did a Yelp review, and then got like a mic shut down, or at least turned to like PG.
These fucking PC warriors, am I right,
You
man?
know-
You just can't.
It's like there's more bad comments
I'll
on
just-
like the fucking like burgers.
They think being offended is like their right, and to not be offended. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know what white person made Yelp, and I want to burn them down. Yelp is just like, we don't need it. It's
Yelp,
literally
I
just
almost-
a platform for white people to be mean to each other.
I almost worked
Just
with
for white people?
Well, it's just because
Only.
it's that white person who's like, I had bad service and I'm gonna complain. Like, people don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody fucking cares about how your fucking food was cooked.
Yeah,
I mean,
why
there's
did
always been that letters to the editor segment of the population. It's like, this thing displeases me so much, I'm going to write a long
But
I
those
just
people
can't
used to
believe
not
this
have
service I
power.
got.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Those-
confined to the back channels of, like you didn't.
I only go on Yelp if I want to be like, this place was awesome.
Because, I mean, it also,
Or-
they,
You only do good reviews.
restaurants ask for that now.
I actually have I have created like fake. I had a fake Yelp account that I like reviewed enough places so that it looked like I used the account, but then I would specifically use it to get people I hated fired who I worked with. Can you believe Grace at the Roman Candle? She was so rude. I think she should be fired. She wasn't fired, but,
Right,
boy,
that's
did I
just
try.
one extra nail.
Yeah.
And you know that if companies get negative reviews, they can like pay for premium service and get those negative reviews like removed.
Well,
Really?
what they can, is that true? Because I know what you can do is,
I don't
as a
know.
company, I think there's a premium service where you can respond.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost worked there selling like advertising packages.
I know, you told
Yeah.
me. Oh, wait, we're
I
talking to a
bombed
podcast,
the
so it
interview.
doesn't
I
matter.
bombed the interview.
Do you guys
How did you-
have
I did fine, but then they did a role play of me selling Yelp to people saying
Oh,
like,
let's
well,
go
did you
through
know?
it.
God,
Yeah.
no. It was like so basically you're
Oh, no. So here's
you're
how.
you're trying to set up an appointment with someone who's like skeptical about Yelp ads and they don't know
But
if
how-
Yelp ads.
Like, they're a business owner, and you're trying to convince them you should buy a Yelp ad.
You should at least register for a free Yelp account, which would allow you to see what people
Okay.
are saying.
Okay, I'm a fancy, prime rib establishment, and you're calling me up.
Claire, you want to be the phone for this? Or I don't
Bring, bring, bring.
You could be the secretary.
Fuck you. I ain't no secretary.
Assistant? Executive assistant? Is that
That's
what they
still
call
a
them now?
secretary.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Cheyenne Cary from Yelp. How you doing today?
Oh, you're talking to him.
Well, I'm talking to. I mean, you picked up and said I'm no fucking secretary.
Fucking
Well,
listen.
you could be, my
Nobody
sister.
who works at a goddamn
It's like-
steakhouse has a secretary or,
No,
well,
we're co-owners.
Okay.
You could be
So
you
we're-
could be
we're
your distraught customer.
50-50
okay,
partners.
fine. I'm the
and-
angry owner, and I'm going to pick up. Hello?
Hi, this is Cheyenne from Yelp. How are you doing today? See, at Yelp, we value personal experiences at your place of. I don't know what the fuck. What am I supposed to do with a big sigh?
See, this is I overthink things. That's what.
What am I
that's
supposed to do with a big
I know
sigh?
that's
you
what hampers.
just talk
my,
through it.
My improv is like hampered by my like. I think shit through too much. That's
Oh,
you're
yeah,
supposed to
you
not
just-
think.
No, don't think. Yeah, you got to be in the moment. Just whatever comes up to your head.
But still, what am I supposed to do with just a big sigh?
I don't fuck. This is why I don't do sales. This
you
is why I'm
could
a
say,
cook.
Miss, how you feeling?
Hey, listen,
Is
miss.
it-
Or what you could do is be like, yeah, so can I talk to so-and-so? You just, to handle a big sigh, you don't talk to that person. You're like, can I
Oh, no,
get
no, wait.
Daryl on
Sounds
the
like
phone?
you've had a tough day. You know what would help you out? Yelp.
Yelp.
I got a new strategy.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you about your Yelp profile. I don't know if you know this, but you actually already have a Yelp profile because people are talking about your business. Wouldn't you like to know what they have to say about things like your customer service? Wouldn't there?
Daryl, you got a phone call. Yelp is on line 1, Daryl. Yelp on line 1.
Hey, hello. I've been meaning to fire my executive assistant. But what was she talking about?
Tony,
Yelp.
I said not that much cheese. It's a half cup.
Hi, this is Cheyenne Cary from Yelp. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just
I
trying
was
to.
calling to talk about your Yelp account because is
I don't care how you're
interrupting
doing.
people.
Listen, you gotta fucking
Interrupting people is definitely a plus, right?
yeah. Oh, great. So,
You don't let them
did
finish.
you know that you already have a Yelp account? Isn't that cool, man? You could really get business if you got good reviews.
That's what was so weird to me is like the whole Yelp business model is almost
So
like
how would you
the
get
paying
paid?
protection. But it would be like $36K a year plus commission,
Right.
but they have
But
like
what
all
would you
these
get
fucking
commission on if they signed up for a premium? or-
accounts. Yeah.
Okay.
And the key would be to try to sign up big brands, like not just one location, but like we got Arby's to accept Yelp reviews finally.
We got Arby's. We got Arby's. We got Culver's.
And then the
Get
sales.
in
How
on
many
this.
high fives were given
The
when they
sales
got
floor.
Arby's?
And then the sales floor has a big gong that they bang on.
Right, of course they do.
Because we're a fun company. We like to share success.
They throw a midget at the gong.
A little person.
Oh, okay, but it's still a little person. Yeah, do you have any Michael McDonald impressions or any other things that I can't do now because you already do it?
I mean, I don't I don't think about like my established characters so much. Just sometimes I'll slip into doing something. Bernie Sanders comes out just from nowhere all the time. If we're talking about milk, got to take the top 1% from the bottom 28%. Contains more butterfat than the rest of the lower 90% combined.
And you have Bane.
Yeah, I mean, what did I used to say for Bane? What was my handle?
Jesus, I don't know.
We have to get. I mean, what's weird is my handle for Bane is actually Tom Hardy in Mad Max. When I was trying to argue that he sounded like Bane. We have to get the gasoline.
Out of the shadows.
You have only adopted the dark. I was born in it. You got to be a little crazy. That's Tom Hardy's biggest strength. Is he does like crazy hyper masculine characters,
and you have to have it a little filtered. But he makes choices, and that's what's great about acting is like for good or bad.
Choices.
It's like some choices are going to be like, oh wow, I can't believe he did that, and other times it's like, oh wow, I can't believe he did that.
What was it called? Taboo.
Oh yeah,
the porno.
Have you seen or watched Taboo?
No.
So he actually, it's a really interesting role. It's like 1820s in England, and he's like a guy who just returned from like an Indian tour, like as like a paramilitary arm of like the East India Tea Company.
Right.
But he's the weirdest character because A, he's Tom Hardy, and B, he like basically went bush crazy or whatever. Like he like lost his mind in his many voyages. So he's covered in tattoos and he speaks in like riddles and practices black magic.
What?
But also he fucked his sister.
Well, naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Duh, I saw that coming.
Yeah. But then also he sees ghosts and like he has like psychedelic experiences a couple every episode. And
what
like
movie doesn't
ghosts
this have?
will appear.
Like, what's not in this movie?
It's like a second season probably is not.
Oh, it's a TV show.
It's Taboo on Showtime. One of the things we don't
Amazon.
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 Yeah, we saw the first couple. Mad decent. Especially if you're on the ghost hunt because a ghost shows up in an unexpected spot every episode.
You got to find it.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's interesting.
But it's just really he's chosen like the most bizarre and like least morally redeemable character ever. Like the one thing that's supposed to convince us he's not totally amoral is like he sympathizes with the East India Trading Company never officially traded in slaves, but they needed ballast when they were bringing their ships back from Africa. Anyway, so he felt bad about being a slaver. That's how he morally redeems himself. That's what I'm saying. It's a really difficult,
but it's a good.
But he plays it in like an entertaining way. Like you're not charmed by him so much. You're just kind of like fascinated.
So
anyway,
as we
Tom
were saying, that was Tom Hardy accent.
So instead of doing impressions, I actually do really long commentaries on their major acting turns.
Yeah.
He was in Dunkirk just recently, and he does like half the movie with like a mask over his face because he's in like a pilot's.
He loves that, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it's his thing. His face being obscured. Did you know he played young Picard in Star Trek Nemesis?
Oh wow,
that was like his big break.
Not quite the face you remember. Not quite. A lifetime of violence will do that. He broke my nose, my jaw. But so much is the same. The eyes. Surely you recognize the eyes. Yes. Our eyes reflect our lives, don't they? And yours are so confident.
Yes.
He's like
Yes,
an
I did know
Australian action star, and the way they get an Australian action star into the United States is with like a weird sci-fi movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked him in Lawless with Shia LaBeouf.
So you want to get into this racket. But I see you sitting there looking like somebody's punching bag. So I ask you, what do you intend to do now? What do I intend to do? Yeah. You. You expect somebody else to handle it?
No.
A Howard, maybe?
That ain't what I meant.
What did you mean?
I need the help.
I'm sorry?
I don't need the help.
Well, you don't. Here it is. As long as Because you are my brother. You will never let this happen again. Do you understand? I don't think you do.
What if I can't? I'm not built like you, Howard. I ain't never been like you.
All right. Jack, it is not the violence that sets a man apart. All right, it is the distance that he is prepared to go. Jack, look at me. We are survivors. We control the fear. And without the fear, we are all as good as dead.
Lawless.
Yeah, it's a period film about like bootlegging.
Bootlegging.
Him and his brother are like bootleggers, and
You're listening to the Hardy Boys and Girls, where we dissect at length the careers of Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The faces. The voices.
You guys do a Trent Reznor podcast.
Yep.
We're not above micro analyzing things for sure.
How's that going?
Yeah.
I mean, I've loved. Wow.
Is that good or?
It's great.
I've loved doing it, but we're like almost out of
do it,
material.
And we don't do it as often. We used to do it like every Sunday, and now we might do it like once a month.
I guess one thing.
Do you feel like certain podcasts have a lifespan to them?
Yeah, I mean,
Ours
we're
was
almost
specifically structured around discussing an album, one album or EP
at a time.
At a time.
One
per
Halo
episode.
at a time.
Yep.
And
so that's like 12 episodes.
Well, we're in the 30s.
Yeah,
he's
we're
got a
like
long
31,
career.
32. He has 30 albums.
He has a lot of
plus
remix
EPs
albums
and remixes,
Wow,
soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a few more. So I just heard about like there's the Before the Flood documentary. There's like Patriots Day documentary.
Yeah,
soundtrack.
he's been doing documentaries.
Yeah. Doing documentary
about
soundtracks
the
though.
Social Network.
Of course.
Yep, we talked about all the movies already.
With a buff who watched that movie many times.
Yep, and
which makes you a buff.
What other movies did he do besides that?
Gone Girl and Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lost Highway and Natural Born Killers.
What? He did all those?
Well, he didn't
Like a
soundtrack
song,
those.
a song,
He
not
had
a
a song
soundtrack.
in each of those.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
The Crow.
Gone
The
Girl was
Crow, yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm. It was okay. Watching it a second time, I realized that I didn't think it was a good movie.
You're listening to Trent Talk, where we discuss our
the
podcast.
Trent Talk, where we talk about Trent Talk. But yeah, we basically go through his career, and we have one episode to do about his side project, How to Destroy Angels, but then we have to talk about
We saw him live twice in 1 week,
that,
which is
That's
incredible.
cool.
and we have to talk about
I saw him.
a new EP, and then Fragile Deviations.
I saw him with Marilyn Manson.
Oh, back in the day.
It was a double bill.
You are
Yep.
35.
I am. It was at the Honda Center back when it was called The Pond. And
the Ponda Center.
Yeah, and it was really tight. I will say, though, like, we kind of partied hard in the parking lot beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we got in, Nine Inch Nails was halfway through.
You were partying very hard.
Yeah.
You monster.
So then we
Like,
we
stupidly
really
hard.
kind of only saw Marilyn. And when I say saw, I mean...
We're present
Yeah.
in his presence.
You remember like a pale.
Somebody
twinkling
told
on
me
the
I was
stage.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still cool. I remember a couple of corsets and some flames.
Similar to David Bowie recording his whole album Station to Station. He didn't know he did it.
What was besides Trent Reznor, what was your most favorite concert that you've been to so far?
Ever in my life?
Yeah.
Well, I used to be a live music photographer, so I've probably seen like 500 concerts.
So it's going to be hard to choose.
Yeah. I mean, one that stands out is Sleigh Bells. They put on an incredible show.
I saw them at Coachella.
I was at Salmon Stock in Alaska. You may have never heard of it.
Salmon Stock?
It was a little music festival. They attracted Brandy Carlisle.
Oh, no, that's a real thing. I thought you were just making like a fishing
real
joke.
thing. It's like the second one they ever did, and it was a benefit
Salmon.
to stop like a molybdenum mine. So molybdenum is an element in your smartphone, which is made extremely valuable even in small amounts. But they wanted to like, dynamite this mountain, which was like right above like a salmon estuary where they like spawn and shit. So like all the tailings, and all the pollution would have wiped out this species of salmon. So it's called Pebble Mine, and I don't know if they stopped it because it was.
Oh no! You know what?
It was in 2013, and I was on mushrooms during the entire concert.
Actually,
the concert's still going.
I believe Salmon Stock still exists.
Oh, okay.
It would be in its 5th or 6th year if it was still here.
I was going to say, but cell phones still exist too. So how's that work?
It was in a town where there was basically just like a bait shop and like a gas station. Like there's towns in Alaska like that. Oh, and a really sad middle and high school. The Badgers. Where the
Don't
fuck?
talk
Where the
shit
fuck
about
was
the
it?
Badgers.
No, where the fuck was it? It was.
They're
leave
trying.
Badgers out of this.
It's like Onomawak. No, that's one of your weird Wisconsin towns.
Oconomowoc?
Oconomowoc.
Jesus.
It was in something like that.
And Oconomowoc's not even the Badgers. It's Madison.
They used to have a town in Alaska called Ptarmigan.
Is there a huge Native American presence in Wisconsin?
There is, but in northern Wisconsin. Not the part
That's
I'm
where
from.
all the rich Native Americans live.
Well, there's a lot of.
You're saying Native Americans are rich? Is that?
Well,
what
they
you're
own
trying
all
to
the
say?
casinos.
Well, we do
right?
have casinos. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
We do. There are a lot of reservations still that
That's
I know
tight.
of. Mm-hmm.
I have reservations about them.
I actually would like to say that last year we went to Las Vegas to see my favorite band, Brand New.
That was a sick trip though.
Brand New.
That was fucking.
Yep,
legit.
I'm not really familiar with a lot of their music.
Well, for those of you who are familiar out there, they played the entirety of The Devil and God Is Raging Inside Me, and it was fucking
At the
incredible.
Cosmopolitan Casino. Great showroom.
Yeah.
They're
What was your
trying to make
favorite
it-
concert?
I said Salmon Stock. Well, no, I
That's
don't know.
not your
Let me think.
favorite concert.
Let me think,
There's
let me
no
think.
way
But
that
who
you
was
saw
playing at
Brandy
Salmon
Carlisle and you were like,
Brandy Carlisle. I know exactly.
They were
But
headlining, or
it was kind of more the experience because it was like this big show in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, like right on the coast.
there were mountains
Fucking-
everywhere.
And we were
where
all
was
like,
the closest
we were all,
city?
spinning
Like Juneau
fire
or
point and doing-
Albany?
It was closest to Anchorage.
Or
for
Anchorage,
sure.
I mean, yeah.
Because it was on the
One of
Kenai
those.
Peninsula. What the
Isn't
fuck was it
Albany in
called?
New York?
Albany's in New York, I think.
Yeah, I think Albany is the capital of New York. What was your favorite concert?
Favorite concert. Let me think.
I saw Slipknot in 2005. That was pretty dope.
Wow.
Oh, I think Dope is actually part of the lineup.
Dope. At Knotfest.
No, it was just them. No, it wasn't Dope. It was
Oh, we saw Fart
Lamb
Barf.
of God.
Barf?
We saw Fart Barf. And,
That's an actual name for a band.
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah, it
they're
probably
like
is.
techno dance rock type thing with like live instrumentation. So they have like a really really good drummer. But
like Daft Punk.
They all perform also like Daft Punk. They perform in these like
With
horrible like
helmets
these
on.
Cro-Magnon masks and then like NASA spacesuits.
Hello, we're Fart Barf, and we are going to play a song.
Weird.
Yep. And all the vocals are really digitized, so you don't even know, like...
That's tight.
Yeah, they're like mystery men. But it was at a really, really cool showroom in San Francisco, and I liked that concert very much.
Let's get into how long have you guys been dating? I mean,
you want to hear about how we met?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Unless it's like something that we can already hear on another podcast.
No, I don't know.
Well, let me get another glass of water. It's a long story.
We met on a Facebook group for comedy and podcasting.
Oh, so it wasn't at a mic itself? Like,
no, I was still in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Oh.
And
It was an international romance between the nation of California.
Wow, yeah, like long distance at first, and then you finally moved and went like, I'm here. Take me.
Well, so
how much detail do you want to do?
So like
whatever.
Up until the take me part.
Okay. We both posted our first open mic set like the first day, like at the same day.
I think our first real social interaction was
you being
me being
like
shitty.
You fucking commenting, be like, "Hi, great set, you're funny, but maybe drop all the material about 90s pop music because it's not really relevant anymore." And I was essentially just like, "Maybe go fuck yourself," because the crowd liked it.
He was negging you.
Yep.
He was.
I mean, I'm not saying game theory works, guys, but like,
fuck you. And then you.
Well, no, that's the thing is like I just felt like it didn't work for me, and I don't know. Maybe at that time. I don't know.
You posted a set.
He was an NSYNC fan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't want you talking
You were
about
a
my
98
voice.
Degrees voice.
You're making them look foolish.
Right.
They replaced Backstreet Boys. Get over it.
So you hated each other at first.
You posted a set.
I posted it. Yeah.
But you posted a set, but you had previously been a fucking asshole on the group about like cover photos, and then everyone was mad at you, and then you were being all beheard about it.
This is why I asked how much detail do you want to get into?
So then people didn't really respond to it at first, and you were like, "Come on, guys." So then I watched it and responded, and I was just like, "Ugh, I guess you're funny."
That was a pity watch. Yeah, that was a pity watch.
I guess you should keep doing this.
No, you were funny.
Yeah.
Do you remember a joke?
What was the first joke that you were like,
Something
I like that?
about your name.
My name's Cheyenne. And yes, that is a name that is more commonly given to women than to men. Don't worry, you're not the first ones to have noticed. Now, I've been dealing with that shit forever. Like, the first day of school, everybody's sizing each other up, figuring out who are we going to make fun of for the next year. It's like the first day of prison, and then I walk in with my long, flowing hippie hair, my tie-dye shirt, and my effeminate name, and then immediately all I deal with for the next year is, your name's Cheyenne? You're a girl. That's what that means, you're a girl. And me being me, I always try to explain, like, actually, Cheyenne's the name of a Native American tribe. Translated, it means the men of the earth, so really, that doesn't fly here. This is first grade. Fuck you, anthropology. You're a girl. So public school, you take your lumps. You know?
So we met on a Facebook group, which was all about fandom for comedy podcasts, specifically One Network.
Yep.
Earwolf.
And then they had the Podfest, so I flew out here a couple months later to go to Podfest.
We've been chatting online. We got to know each other a little bit.
You saw my boobs via Facebook chat.
Modern romance.
Wow, really?
Modern romance.
How'd that happen?
I mean, how it happened.
It wasn't by accident.
Yeah. Well, clearly not.
And then I was like, I want to come to Podfest. And like, you can crash on my air mattress.
That's tight.
Is that, LOL winky face.
Right. And then I came out here. It was cool. I got too high on drugs and had a bad
met
experience.
in a studio. Well, no, we met at LAX, but then we went to so the first thing we did is we went to an at midnight taping.
And how long ago was this?
September 15th.
September 15th, yeah.
And it was cute because we were at the at midnight taping.
And you were on TV within like the first.
Well, we weren't on TV.
Half an hour you were in LA.
They were warming up the crowd, and then they're like, "Who's not from here?" And I was like, "Madison, Wisconsin." And the guy immediately assumed that we were dating, so we rolled with it. And then he's like,
"How long have you guys known each other?"
And then he's like, "Oh, you guys are so sweet. You should come up here and have a first dance." So we had to slow dance on stage in front of everybody, and I was
it's like
horrified.
At midnight was your wingman.
A little bit.
Well, I mean, it was going to happen.
Hubba hubba.
I was gonna get it in. Let's
She doesn't
be honest.
fly out for no reason.
I'm not just gonna fly to fucking Los Angeles.
Right, for at midnight.
Right?
Did I surprise you with that, or was that a thing we knew we were gonna do? I don't mean fucking. I mean
no surprises whatsoever.
No, I mean at
Just
midnight
kidding.
tape. I think I told you like the day of. Or
You
the day
told
before,
me the morning of because you were like.
I was like, oh shit.
Or no, you told me when I fucking landed, and you were like, or when I was in Chicago.
I showed up with
maybe.
tacos though.
And you were hold
so
on.
within half an hour of her
Hold
being
on.
in LA, she had street
That's a ball
tacos,
f-
and
that's
then we
a-
went to.
That's a cool move.
Street
I like
tacos.
that move.
You're like, I got tacos here. I got a bottle of
And they're
Xanax.
like real tacos.
I didn't have Xanax then,
you
did I?
did.
Oh well, maybe I
Like
did.
clearly the tacos weren't great in Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, actually, no. We have a lot of Mexican workers in Wisconsin.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
it used to
okay.
be like auto
a-
plants and shit, right? You
That's
know?
that's
Beer plants
Michigan.
and- I mean, you have
no, we have farmlands.
Farmland.
And white people.
Oh, for sure.
White
Yep,
people
that
in the
makes sense.
Midwest are pieces of shit, and they don't work on their own farms. So they hire Mexicans, and then they're just like, I don't want to.
No,
not-
they pay
to
they
help
pay,
the Mexicans.
It's not
they
what
pay
Bruce
labor
Springsteen told me.
contractor.
That no, I wouldn't believe a word that mumbly old boy says. You were what? What?
He enunciates a little bit more than that.
No, I like that. That's
Woo! I don't get him. I don't get his whole shtick. Yeah.
Michael McDonald. Oh my God.
But yeah, we were on at midnight, and then we went up to the Griffith Observatory.
Griffith
and
Observatory,
over,
saw the
Los
Hollywood
Angeles,
sign.
And then you laid a smooch on me, and I was like,
At midnight, the fireworks went
not
off.
at midnight. There were no fucking fireworks. And
think
he
it was
brought
at
me
midnight.
to
How-
his
but
cute
how-
little studio apartment.
Which
Nice.
looked exactly like this, which is
Sweet.
That's how I got into all that
So you're
bullshit about the
saying-
first date. Is
so you're saying it is possible to get laid in a studio apartment?
I'm
It's
taking it.
nice.
It's not going super well for you.
It's
Well,
only
not
been
with
like
Claire
a month.
here.
It's just been like a month. Yeah, now with me here. Guys, I can go. Okay, I can Uber home. It's not a big deal.
Well, what's tough is I had this studio, and also like I had just bought a bed, and like it was too hot, and I was too lazy to actually like throw sheets on it, so I just had like a little comforter and shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that still worked.
And there were like unpacked boxes. I was still sealing the deal. It's fine.
No, that's tight. Yeah, it was probably
I'm easy. You guys.
already
No,
sealed.
that was actually before your time. I had lived there for like a year before
Right.
like you came out, so like I had made the place
Oh, you're
really
talking
nice.
about all the.
I'm talking about all the
times you
other-
got laid in the studio that worked,
But
even
how-
when your place was
yeah.
a shithole.
But I installed that LED lighting for mood, right? You remember we could control
Yes.
the remote.
Okay,
And then I had a
we
nice
move
like
on?
yeah.
Okay.
Satin bed.
It was
and
the
it's
red
been,
light.
It's been romance ever since.
Yep, I left Wisconsin and came here.
Just you just said, "Hey, Mom, I met this great guy.
nope.
I'm moving out."
That was not a big
That
concern.
No.
Hey, whoever lives out there,
Hey,
moving
no,
out.
you're rocked. Hey, anybody. Not my mom, though.
Yeah, actually, a
Right.
different reason for that though. I'm not trying.
No.
I'm not trying to pimp you into talking.
No,
about
we don't
your,
have to
No,
talk about
no,
that.
no.
your early losses.
My
I don't
mom's
know.
so dead. She's been
Yeah.
dead for 19 years.
Oh yeah, so that
It's
would.
fine. It's cool.
Guess it would be a little weird to
Yeah.
tell her like, "Hey,
Get on
Mom."
the Ouija board. Mom, I'm moving to Los Angeles. How do you feel about it? And then it just like
Right.
teeters slowly between yes and no.
Is
And
it,
then goodbye. Like, come
She
on,
believes
Mom,
in the
just
scientific
once.
method. You
do
know?
I
Just
have
once.
no soul for not going to a grave and talking to like my dead relatives? Like,
Well, it depends.
That's weird.
Like,
I don't get.
Are you?
I mean,
do you
it,
live
but-
on Dawson's Creek? Because there's.
like, is that a thing still? Are we
Such a common scene,
horrible
yeah.
people because we don't go talk to our dead relatives at the gravesite?
I don't have any dead relatives that are buried. Well, my
Like,
my
I have
mom's
two grandparents
right,
that
yeah.
don't live that far away from here, but I'm not going to go see them.
Yeah, my mom's grandparents are in like a tomb, so I'd have to leave flowers like on the wall.
Wow, a whole tomb. Like, yeah,
Well, other people are in the fucking
like a
tomb.
Tomb in,
mausoleum.
like, wait, so on. You said
Mausoleum, not a tomb.
is
They're
this
not
in
too-
Is this in
too
Sweden or no?
No, this is in Madison, Wisconsin.
In case you're wondering where she got those cheekbones and that hair. It's-
Yeah, in case you're wondering, the hair is Irish. Can we
Yeah,
not?
Irish, my bad.
Are we good?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I mean, they don't see me. I have red hair, you guys, but the ends are dyed purple, and it's too dark because I did it 3 days ago.
I used to date a girl that had purple hair, and she actually made that glass.
Oh,
But those were the only
she
two.
made it.
Yeah.
That's very
I was
cool.
looking for this any weed paraphernalia nearby, but it turned out to be an actual glass.
I mean,
she was a glass blower.
I'm so behind on weed culture. I always get surprised by shit.
Paraphernalia.
Like, have you ever smoked like a dab off like a little harpoon thing?
I don't dab.
Right.
I can't edible. You think I'm gonna fucking dab?
Oof. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No,
California
I'll
weed is
shit
too
myself.
strong. We all know it. It's too strong. Guys, scale it back.
Did you get weed out in Wisconsin?
Well, yeah, there's weed everywhere.
It was from Canada?
It was from Chicago mostly and Colorado.
Yeah, that sounds right. I could only imagine like what would be like in it. I remember still in high school it was tough back in the day. Like, yeah, you had to get a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that gram you smoked out 4 dudes.
Yeah.
For me it was my friends' parents. We just steal their drugs.
And they couldn't say anything about like, hey, why'd you steal this? And you're like, well, why do you have it?
Oh, your mom? Or your pot mom? Why did I take your pot that you smoke? I mean, nobody cared. I'm sure. I used to watch my mom just like pass roaches around with her friends.
I bought pot like a 1940s spy novel. I was 14 and I didn't know, like, I wasn't like the most social dude, so I went to like the most legit guy I knew who like I was still friends with.
Was he black?
He was Filipino, thank you very much.
Wow.
But no, I just
trying to paint a picture.
I knew he hung out with like cool ass people, and so I'm trying to get something that cool ass people know how to get. And he fucking made it happen. He gave us like a reasonable sized nug, which I got we shared photography class. This is my suburban high school.
Did you pass it in the dark room?
Yeah. So
exactly. That would be tight.
I pretended to be. I was like scaling up one of my photos, getting ready to like enlarge it, and then he tossed the weed on there so I could examine it. I was like, okay.
And then it fell into the developer.
I had 14. I had no idea what I was looking for aside from
in like
green
under a
leaf.
red fucking light.
Yeah,
You're just
tough,
like, yeah,
tough to verify quality.
This black blob looks fine.
And
in this red
he was like,
lighting.
"We cool? Is that?" So he was also like not a huge weed seller. So he was like, "Is that enough weeds? Is that
enough
are you satisfied?"
You have the right number of weeds.
And then you have enough of the pot.
I passed him a 20, and yeah, so I had my first little dub, which was probably a little overpriced, but who gives a fuck? Because it was real pot.
Yeah, it was always going to be overpriced the first like 80 million times you buy it.
This is also like the smallest nug ever. Like, just
I came from a bunch of fucking
hippie
and like rock and roll dudes who were just like, yeah, there's weed.
I did see one guy in college actually get sold an entire ounce of oregano. It was so sad.
That's so sad.
Yep.
And he was digging through it, and he was like, "Oh man, what this?" This dude was a little out there. He was like, there must be some weed in here somewhere. And it's like, no, dude, if they put spice in this bag, they're not going to waste actual weed to make this burn less for you.
Oh, my God.
But what he was rooting through it. He actually pulled out the biggest stem I'd ever seen, just like this, like a pine cone.
I knew a guy that sold some oregano to some kids.
I mean, funny, but come on, man.
Yeah.
It's rude. I mean, if it's kids fucking...
When you're buying that much oregano, the price isn't even that different. You know?
He was trying to say it was like...
Oregano is not that expensive.
That's true, but the good shit. Whole Foods shit. I mean, I'm sure this wasn't
that
Whole
fresh,
Foods.
That fresh good.
Also, what's crazy is they put a lot of effort into selling. I mean, I guess you'd have to buy like a whole McCormick thing of like oregano.
Right.
Dump it.
No, you can get tubs of it. You just steal it from a restaurant.
That would be a good move.
No restaurant gets like fewer than 4 cups at a time of oregano.
He was just getting punked by like a frat house, though. I think he tried to buy weed from a frat house, and then they gave him like a total. They gave him a bummer bag.
Costco card. You can. All I'm saying.
And then they all high-fived each other and did chest bumps. Cheya!
Right?
Cheya, bruh.
And they all like acted like it got them.
I got keg money, bruh.
My first 3 CDs when I bought them, this will tell you how old I am again, is Pearl Jam 10. Weird Al Bad Hair Day.
I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Hey!
And Blues Traveler 4. my first 3 from Blockbuster Music.
You bought them?
I bought them.
Right, we never got
from
back to that.
From an actual CD store.
Are you a Southern California native?
I am. I was born in Orange County, and then I moved to Long Beach after college.
You emerged from the orange curtain, but only halfway.
Mm-hmm. But I lived in Placentia most of my life.
Placentia.
Whoa, so that's like a medical condition?
Yeah. And every time when I tell people
what
that, they're like, you didn't live there, you came out of there. Yeah.
It comes with the baby, the placentia.
Hot riff.
Mm-hmm.
Hot, steamy afterbirth riff.
It was actually, like, I would say, it's in between Fullerton and Yorba Linda. So it's not a real...
Yorba Linda, is that like that's like my aunt's name? I don't know.
No, come on.
You guys not familiar with Orange County?
No, that's the thing. We went over
Road.
this. Claire's like 2 years deep, and I'm like 3 years deep in Southern California.
So, like, I would say Placentia is like...
It's just say placenta. It's okay.
It is, but it is mostly Mexican. Like, it is...
Placentia.
Even though it's like upper middle class and middle class, it's still very diverse middle class.
Yeah, Southern California gets overlooked as like one of the most diverse regions in the United States.
Yeah, we live in the biggest Cambodian population in the
Like growing up, I had more like Mexican friends than white friends. Like I was the white guy. Like I was like the anomaly.
You like getting invited to parties that start at noon.
Yeah.
You love barbecue. You love slow roasted meats.
I love ranchero music. Yeah.
Ranchero.
Modelo. I love it all.
I like Modelo. I like Tecate. Listen.
My first girlfriend was Mexican. At least that's what she told me.
Why you so stupid?
But
there's a lot to unpack there, I think.
No, she was Mexican. Her last name was Batita. It was a good time.
And that's enough information for your legion of fans to locate her.
They're like, yeah, right. That guy didn't have any girlfriends.
Right, that's the part that's hard to believe, not the Mexican part.
Mm-hmm.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, his name was Pablo.
She's obviously a Russian spy.
Did you guys find love early? Did you ever have girlfriends, boyfriends in high school?
Yeah.
We're just gonna do this, huh? I had like a high school thing. I was kind of a fuck up then. Like I was the kid who like I don't know, like I was getting 3.5s and 3.8 GPA like without fucking
what a fuck up.
Really applying myself. So I just smoked a ton of weed.
That's wow.
Just smoked a ton of weed and just got drunk and was I think I was honestly struggling with like anxiety and I was self-medicating for like anxiety and depression.
I was just so out of it getting my 3.8s.
I know, it was fucked up. And then I got to a UC.
I was so depressed
I
was
barely
getting
knew where it was.
3.8s.
Yeah.
Oh man!
One of the most miserable times of my life was when I got like a straight 4.0 in like my freshman first quarter, which is where you are supposed to fuck up for the first time. But yeah, I was fucking miserable.
Oh man, that sounds.
And that's how you crushed a lot of
terrible.
puss, or that's how you like.
Neither of those. Neither being anxious or a good student really helps for puss. That's where the weed came in. That is. That's where the substance abuse and self medication helped out.
Right.
Also, learning to be a pretty sick guitarist. I don't know.
I don't know why I thought that you were slaying the puss with Eric Clapton.
Did you do it?
I also had a time machine. Am I right?
Hey, my dad called and he wants his shitty music back.
He should have played like Tears in Heaven instead.
Oh man, that song's so sad.
That would have been more poignant.
Here's a song about the time that Eric Clapton's kid fell out of a window.
Isn't that weird how like he turned tragedy into like his biggest hit?
Is it his biggest hit? I was trying to unravel the mystery of Eric Clapton because everyone regards him as one of the greatest guitarists of all time. But like I can barely name like 5 of his songs because he was cool to just do contemporary
Tears in Heaven,
cocaine.
Like How You Look Tonight. Cocaine was Cream.
With Cream. Also with Sunshine of Your Love.
Here's the deal. Don't care about Eric Clapton. I'm sorry I brought it up.
What about Change the World?
I'm sorry I brought it up.
You give me shit if I don't know if it's an Aaliyah song or like a
Today,
Missy Elliott song.
But he was like stoned and that's how his kid fell out the window. Like, how does a kid fall out the window?
Well, because he was leaning on the screen and the screen broke. Is what I heard.
I don't know about that. I think it was the Illuminati.
It had to have been the Illuminati.
That child was abducted. The corpse was a
Yeah.
fake.
The child actually grew up in the Bohemian Grove sex cult of the 80s.
Eric Clapton was actually involved in a pedophile ring.
Yeah.
And that was his
That
just
wasn't even his
desserts.
kid. Turns out.
Didn't he have a whole album about like the crossroads and like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
sold
What?
his soul to the devil?
What? Yeah, he did the white guy thing where he did a bunch of black person music and got way more rich off of
I
it.
think it's called soul music.
Well,
I think if you're
music by black men. I'm a little drunk
if you're looking
right
for
now.
it on Wikipedia, black people music is not the preferred nomenclature.
What's the black people music that they keep playing?
What do you get if you Google the phrase black people music?
That's not what I wanted to say.
Fired as an engineer, am I right?
Man,
The
all
PC
my fans
culture.
have left me. I'm sorry, you guys.
If you Google Daryl Williams, a lot of black guys will show up.
What?
That is a very black name.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about Eric Clapton and how he's
Slaying puss in high school.
Yeah, slaying puss. Yeah, he was laying down some sick Eric Clapton riffs, and the women were just like, "Wow, you know how to play 5 chords? Do you want to see my vagina?
5
Do you wanna
chords
see my
is
nipple?
plenty of chords. 5 chords.
What about
5 and
you?
a
Were you
half.
playing guitar too and getting tons of dick?
Yeah, no, I learned one Avril Lavigne song and I was good. I mean, I played
Skater
a little
Boys.
bit. No, it was not
And then
even
you
one of
said-
the hits.
See you later, boys.
See you later, boy. Yeah, this isn't good enough for me. Bye. Yeah, I dated.
Avril Lavigne, also an MK Ultra abductee.
That's right.
I mean, she's dead. She was
She's a
replaced.
replicant.
There's a clone, yeah. But anyway, nobody cares about Avril Lavigne's clone. I mean, do you honestly think that the girl who wrote Skater Boy is going to go on to be like, kawaii? No. She obviously was murdered and replaced.
I think maybe if a dump truck full of money just pulled up to her house,
They're like, listen.
do you want to sing this or this dump truck goes away?
Yeah, I dated a lot in high school.
That's my favorite segue so far.
Yeah.
And, yep.
Oh, okay. So you just want to leave it that
I
mystery.
I broke my hymen doing a jump spin crescent kick, getting my blue belt in Taekwondo, so that was cool. I almost didn't get my blue belt because I fell because I was in pain.
I wish I could lose my virginity the same way.
I mean, virginity's a concept.
There's no glorious way for a guy to lose a virginity.
Virginity
That's
is
what you did.
Listen,
so did you still
virginity is a social construct.
Did you still get the blue belt?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I was like, I twisted my ankle, but it was perfect form. I had a black uniform too, so nobody ever knew.
That's the one to
that's
have. So
good.
you didn't make anyone aware of it. You're just
No,
like,
no, I was just like, I landed on my foot. Weird. Sorry. I offered to do it again, but they were like, no, it is really good form.
It wasn't like Cary. You were screaming
Yeah,
at your bloody hands.
I was somehow blood was like on my head, and I was just like, ah! I'm a woman.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I had a few girlfriends in high school. I had a Mormon girlfriend, and she was definitely in that phase where she didn't want to be Mormon for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like that forbidden love where like I really felt like we were Romeo and Juliet for like a minute.
You were
So
super
you
ready
knew
to
that
kill
you were
yourself.
Going, yeah,
I was.
You were going to kiss
I'm gonna
poison from her
drink
dead ass
this
lips.
fucking poison.
Right. Because, like, we were definitely, from different religions, so we couldn't be together. But we would just say, to our parents, well, my parents didn't really care, but her parents definitely cared.
Yeah.
So I was
And
definitely
then you killed
always...
her cousin and it was over.
Yes. And for some reason, his name was Mercutio. I don't know why.
No, it's Benvolio, right?
Oh, okay.
No.
But we called him Benny.
Hold on. Benvolio is Romeo's cousin. Mercutio's a black guy. Tybalt. It's Tybalt that he kills.
Right.
Sorry, I had to figure this out. Let's move on.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad
Sorry.
that you
I'm
corrected
really
it.
sorry. I was like, who does John
There was
John
gonna-
Leguizamo play? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Somebody was going to be pissed
Yeah.
if you didn't correct that.
I know. You would have said Mercutio, and then everyone would be like, Claire, come on, it was your reference. Fix it.
At least I didn't say the rabbi, right? Or
There's a rabbi?
The
priest?
The priest, yeah.
No, it's
Oh, fuck. Now
The friar?
Shai's got to figure it out. It was
not
a
the
friar.
alchemist. It was like a specific.
It was like a friar.
Okay. Yeah, I think a friar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we
I
were
got
def-
lost in like D&D classes.
we were in that forbidden love where we definitely I had to say oh yeah, I'm just a friend. We're just always friends.
That always is.
Yeah.
Shai fucked a Nazi.
What?
Oh, come on.
In high school?
I don't know if she herself was, but she grew up in a household where it was very evident that certain racial superiority,
like American Beauty
beliefs. Yeah.
She showed you her dad's Nazi plate?
Oh, shit, right. And then he's gay for Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Was that...
So I'm gay for Kevin Spacey.
No, your dad has to be.
Okay.
Her dad has to be.
Her dad has to be.
That's right. And I film a plastic bag fluttering in the wind.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life.
I think that's definitely the movie I most don't have to watch because how every scene has been recited by everybody. I haven't seen it. But I know all that shit
It's a
about
good
it.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a decent movie, yeah.
It's a watch once movie.
It's worth a watch. I don't know, though. It's probably been spoiled,
It's like
right?
a liberal's Forrest Gump or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's played in some, like, stupid, like, film class.
Oh,
yeah,
heck
scenes
yeah.
of it at least.
Heck yeah.
So she was kind of a Nazi?
I had an early girlfriend experience with a young woman who grew up with a family that openly displayed Nazi paraphernalia on the walls and had like a bunch of Nazi books in there. And the fucked up thing is...
How many Nazi books are there?
At least a handful. I mean, a lot
What's the
of...
fucked up thing in all
just
of that?
Mein Kampf, I thought.
Yeah, let me explain the fucked up thing. Is like I was so high all the time and like so pussy blind because this is my first like sexual relationship,
right?
And my mind is just getting blown on the regular on like California pot.
You mean your dick is?
That I mean, come
on.
Is it that kind of show?
No, I'll edit this out.
So. Yeah, I think we were dating for a couple months before it really dawned on me, and then it took me like another 6 months to break up with her.
Oh man!
Like her parents were kind of dropping like subtle hints.
That's
like,
the thing is like
as long as he's not black,
they sort of operated as normal. There was like they had a really big house, so like they would be like, I guess he was like a stock trader. Her dad,
right.
I mean, and would like listen to AM radio, which it would always be out in the backyard, so I couldn't hear what it was.
Only Nazis.
And it was like,
do
I don't
that.
know, maybe they're just really big fans of history, like a specific,
History is
like a
what I
10-year
said.
period in Western Europe.
Just specific.
Just then, Western Europe and Africa and.
See, the funny thing is that like you're having this weird Nazi sex experience, and I'm like, what was I doing at that age? And then I remembered that I once tried to have sex with the guy I was dating because we were 15. And he lived with his parents, obviously. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, what a loser.
Obviously, but he didn't even have his own car yet.
What?
Fucking God, his
Didn't
mom
even have
used to have
keys
to
to
pick
the like
me up.
Blockbuster.
So he worked at
was,
Culver's.
He was a coder, I thought. No.
No,
this isn't Will. This is your high school boyfriend. Never
We're
mind.
talking about when I was 15.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They all blur together. The other.
He doesn't know any. So
I don't either.
You guys don't know. Okay. He's talking about somebody I dated when I was 23. No, when I was 15. He was just a fucking high school kid. He wasn't a coder. And we used to have to try to like sneak away from his parents because dad was an alcoholic. So sometimes he'd be up at night and come down and get beer. So we tried to have sex in the cow barn.
Wow,
but it was
that
really
does sound
cold,
Wisconsin.
so we really had to like wear our jackets because it was cold outside.
And your long johns.
What
I
time
wear
of year
long
was
johns.
it? Is it like winter cold?
Yeah,
or
it's like winter cold.
Wow.
There's-
And
yeah.
so you had like your parka on, and you basically.
I don't know.
We
like,
put like a third
the
jacket on
movies
the
have
floor.
told me that's kind of like sexy. Like,
I like
you know,
it.
out in the barn.
I'm gonna
it's
think
real
about
But
romantic.
here's the thing too: is that his dad was a cutie pie who played radio for the cows 24/7 because he thought that it made them happy.
Okay, this is
so we'd
hella
be
sexy.
listening to like
So you were
Frank
into
Sinatra.
the dad more.
No, God. He would
But you
play
seriously
like
rolled in the hay.
no, we
Okay.
fucked on like a down like Columbia down jacket
On top
this
of
concrete fucking
Oh.
slab next to some cows who were listening to fucking Frank Sinatra.
Nice.
Do you remember any specific songs?
Why
So-
the hell would I?
Witchcraft.
I knew I first touched a boob to Soundgarden.
Witchcraft I was super into.
Yeah.
You touched a boob to Soundgarden.
Yep.
Which one? Spoon Man? Or
Yeah,
like,
it was. It was. I think. I say yeah because I think right around that time, right around that point in.
In their career.
No, that album.
Super Unknown. Yeah.
Super Unknown.
Yeah.
That was about when boob entered my life.
Interesting.
Yep.
I remember I bought that album, and my mom told me that it was too adult, and she took it away from me. And then I later found out that it was just in her car the whole time.
She
She just
got
janked
her-
it. Yeah. So this is I've never done this before, but I figured I got to do something new since I have a couple in here, 2 guests all at once, and
someone of our comedic caliber.
Yeah, somebody that can definitely roll with the punches, do anything. Have you guys read all of those so far?
No. I'm sorry. I'm really curious to read them. So we never got to the actual contents of these Gladware.
Okay, so I have randomness as our guide for this game, and I figured that you guys go through a lot of your own predicaments because you are in a relationship, and you probably have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. But I figured that you could take on different personas and go through some other problems that most people go through if they're in a relationship. But you can go through those problems in these different personas.
Okay.
So I have personas for Cheya as well as Clare, and you can just pick one, and then I will give you a scenario, and then you can act out this scenario in those characters.
Okay. I have my eyes closed and I picked one.
All right.
Now, I can also play a child in this if it also lends... If I need to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
But what is your first character?
Super Machismo Latin. Super Machismo Latin. So
okay. So we got a Latin machismo guy.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna give myself notes before it starts.
And then we have Claire being...
I'm a Long Island native.
Okay, so Long Island native and a super machismo guy have gotten together.
I hope everybody's offended by my act.
And we're dealing with now the scenario of the rent's due tomorrow, and we're $200 short. What are these two individuals going to do now?
¡Órale, mujer! Necesitamos discutir algo.
Listen. Here's what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to take the food cart. I'm going to take the food cart out to Central Park, all right? I'm going to up the prices.
No me digas ese.
You need to speak English, okay? I told you once. Listen, we deal with Italians here. We don't do... Fuck me. I'm going to take the fruit stand. I'm going to go to Central Park, right? I'm going to go where all the fucking tourists are, and I'm going to up the prices, and I'm just going to sell all the mangoes, you know?
It is not just that. It is not just that all of the De Niro has gone.
Where do you think all the De Niro has gone?
Well, listen. This is what this is about.
You talking to me?
There is no fruit stand.
What do you mean there's no fruit stand?
I had to pawn it. I had to support my habit.
Your habit of what? Do I know your habit?
Don't you know? Haven't you seen how I've been suffering all these weeks? What am I becoming?
Oh, no. I know the habit.
You see, I am madly in love with you.
No, listen. That's sweet and all, but we all know that your real problem is that you're compulsively buying lizards. And listen, our apartment is too small for all these lizards.
But I'm buying them for
you. That it's hot. I get that it's hot in the summertime, darling. It's humid, and I get it. But in the wintertime, we're gonna have to pay extra for the heating bill just to keep all these heat rocks on for these lizards.
God damn it! And I'm just thinking, improv is really hard.
I know, because you think about their weird little feet and how they stick to walls.
I buy these adorable lizards because I know they bring you happiness, my love.
Yeah, but we can always just go to the zoo and see big lizards. You know, you don't need to keep bringing lizards to the house. I was putting in so many hours at the food cart anyway, so I'm not even gonna have time for these lizards.
Well, I must reveal another thing.
Jesus Christ.
These lizards. My brother owns a lizard farm. I'm renting out our apartment as an Airbnb for reptile zoos.
You are just like your mother.
And scene.
Wow, okay. I don't know what was happening there. I almost tried to get out halfway through.
You do 5 podcasts between, or maybe even more between the two of you, right? Are there any podcasts you don't do with Claire? Or that you do without
Depends
Claire?
what you mean by the word do.
Giggity.
So we have 5 podcasts that we should update way more often. 4 are Claire's, and one.
I think I have 6.
2 of mine. 2 are you and me. Then you got 4 of your own.
Yeah.
But you don't have any of your own.
I really would like to, but nobody I want to record with has an open schedule.
Yeah.
And I remember doing this podcast in its infancy by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned quickly that nobody wants to listen to a single person. It has to be duos. As soon as I got guests, it jumped up leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I bet. I know it's hard.
My original premise was I would record I record all my sets.
Mm-hmm.
So I would replay the game tape and go over this worked, this what didn't work, blah blah blah.
Interesting.
That's like a sports metaphor.
Right. And then
got it.
I quickly also ran out of material from week to week.
Yeah.
I didn't want to keep running over the same set.
So here's how I did the same set, but I said this word instead of this word, and you can tell that my inflection was here. Yeah,
and these people laughed actually, so I'm cool.
And I feel just more confident. You can hear it in my voice when it's shaking as much.
And then I tried to get into guests, and then I would go, let's play the guests first sets and whatnot. But then a lot of guests, not you guys because you're cool, but a lot of guests were like, yeah, I'm not fucking do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to play my first sets.
I'll play mine. I'll tell you for word. I think mine opens up to, because I started at a comedy club, so it was a real venue.
In Wisconsin.
Yep. Yeah, we have a comedy club in Madison. It's actually pretty popular. But then it ruined my perspective of what an open mic was going to be like.
Yes.
Yes. Because
you mean it's not a crowd of totally supportive friends?
And
I did the same
drunk
thing.
Strangers. So I think
it's definitely drunk strangers.
But at an open mic, no, there's never a fucking audience.
It's just other comics.
Right, not paying attention to you. But at this open mic, it was a full room of people who paid $2 to see it, and they were all pre-drinking because I think there's a 2-drink minimum. But I think I went on stage and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then I was like,
"You guys hear the Backstreet Boys?"
No, I was like, "It's a good thing that these lights are so bright that I can't see you because I'm fucking terrified right now."
Yeah, one of my first bits was actually addressing that fact of being nervous on stage and how people always say the best advice is to picture everybody in the audience naked.
No, fuck that. Have you been to Wisconsin? Just kidding. All bodies are beautiful.
It's not great advice, but it is a great.
They eat a
in
lot
for
of
bit.
cheese. Hey man, don't knock cheese or cheese bodies. I'm actually not even a real person.
I want to say that. I want to start telling women I got a cheese body.
I mean, the only reason I am as soft as I am is because of a cheese and beer lifestyle.
Right.
I think it's actually the hormones in the cheese that sort of
Yeah, they're just girl, you gonna be a mama soon. You need to be soft. And I'm like, no, cheese. Mind your own business.
But also, nom nom.
You're not my dad, Mom.
Yeah, my first open mic was here in Long Beach at the library. What?
Yeah, I go there quite a bit.
I went there once and I didn't want to wait around to get called up, so then I left.
It does take a little bit of finagling, but I noticed with most mics, the more you go there, the more you can get in good with the host, the more you get into the sweet spots.
I know.
And blah, blah, blah.
I'm just tired all the time. I quit my job yesterday, though, so I don't have to wake up at 4 anymore.
Sweet.
Maybe it wasn't the best career move, but I was tired.
Did you do it like Jerry Maguire style and who's coming with me?
If anybody else wants to come with me, this moment will be the moment of something real and fun and inspiring in this God-forsaken business, and we will do it together. Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me besides Flipper here?
No, I emailed them.
Oh, that's not as cool.
15 minutes before my shift.
She did email, "Who's coming with me?"
Yeah.
It was to the whole
Who's
list.
coming with me?
Nobody? Okay.
You had me at a low.
It had American flag gifs on it. Okay, no.
Okay.
What was your day job?
Until yesterday,
Yeah.
I was a deli cook at a fucking grocery store in the Arts District of Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, which is what is working on gentrifying Skid Row right now.
It's where Patty's
It's a
Pub was
fucking
filmed, I think.
nightmare. It's where the Patty's Pubs. The place was like 4 or 5 blocks away from where the exterior of Patty's Pub was filmed in It's Always Sunny. But inside, it's literally nothing. So it's like, people are like, yeah, cool. But then you drive by and you're like, it's a brick building with green doors, whatever. I walked all the way out there to see it. I ain't got no shame. But yeah, and it was a nightmare. And being a woman in a kitchen fucking sucks because no matter how much better than everybody you are, they treat you like you don't know anything.
Did it breed a lot of good material, or?
I have a joke about being a cook, but...
And has this been your day job, for a while?
Yeah, I've been a cook for about 6 years.
And it's all just short order stuff?
No. I started in a pizzeria. I actually learned how to cook because I was the lead server, and they were like, we need a manager right now, and you're going to learn how to cook, and then you're going to run the kitchen, next week. So I did that, and it was okay, and then I, managed catering department, too, which was kind of fun. And then I got tired of it, and I went on to be a server again, which was bullshit. Don't ever be a server. All the servers out there, girl and guy, and neither. You deserve more than 20% because people are bullshit. But anyway, I then went
20%
to...
though. Is that
up.
normal to you? I just want to know if I was the only guy who thought 15
He thought
was
that
okay.
15% is acceptable.
I thought, 15 was cool, right?
No! I'm not getting into this right now. Why are we even still serving people? That's such a disgusting fucking
and why aren't the restaurants paying them instead?
Because Elon Musk is too regulated. We need to get rid of the government.
Then I decided to be a cook more, and I worked at a brunch spot for a while, and then I moved out here. But I'm badass, and I learn everything very fast, and I memorize every recipe very fast.
So you're eating like a king every day, I assume, then?
No. I don't like cooking at home.
So I mean,
of course not.
They say that the
I don't like to bring my work home with me.
The cobbler wears no shoes.
Yep.
That's a really succinct way. I was going to say the contractor has the shittiest house on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get home and the last thing you want to do is just your job. Also,
right.
Well, and it's not even I enjoy prepping food. I enjoy cooking food, but then I'm now I gotta fucking
Food's
wash
delicious.
the kitchen. I've already washed a fucking kitchen today. I don't want to.
I thought
deal
that
with
was
this
his
shit.
job if you're going to be cooking.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
Oh, we don't have roles though. Yeah, there's no.
I'm just kidding. We alternate.
I don't want to tell you how to live your lives, guys.
Yeah. Maybe my place isn't in the fucking kitchen, all right? Maybe I'm a fucking feminist.
You
and
can
I
still be
scratch
barefoot,
my
though.
butthole in front of the television sometimes.
Do you guys fart in front of each other?
Oh, I fart on you straight up.
Awesome.
This took a turn.
When I sleep, all I do is fart on you.
I mean, sleep is that's no man's land. You can't regulate. I mean, there's no way.
Who
you can't
farts
not fart when
harder?
you sleep.
Who's the bigger farter?
Well, we have different characters, I think.
Aromas and bouquets and
yeah.
I think it's funny to push them out so that they're louder, and it really bothers you.
So it's always a little bit.
it's
always
little forced.
It's just and you're just Claire, you don't have to push it out like that. I'm
Or like a hot day.
Yeah. I got
They don't
big
just,
butt
fall
cheeks,
out
okay?
of you.
I got big sweaty butt cheeks, and sometimes it makes a sound. I'm sorry.
And then what are yours more like?
Like the resonating of a beautiful muscular buttocks.
It's like when a dove,
buttocks.
a dove flaps its wings at dawn. Shut the fuck up.
It sounds like.
Well, tell me what they sound like.
I didn't come onto this podcast to describe what your fucking farts sound like.
But that was my first question.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was with my ex for 5 years, and
yeah, so farts. You guys are probably
she
just
did
farting
not
on your face. No,
fart
what?
at all in front of me.
I don't trust a woman
the whole time.
I don't trust because I feel like dudes don't do this so much, and I'm talking about cis het dudes, so I could be wrong, but I don't trust a girl who doesn't fart. Come on, boo boo, fart. We all fart. We all shit.
It's not like I was had this fart fetish.
No, you're just
but it was dude, if you
listen, Cynthia.
Right.
We gotta fucking fart in each other's mouths. It's
Even
been
just
5 years.
like a silent but deadly, where I was just oh.
Those are my favorite in the car.
You just wouldn't see each other after dinner. You'd have to spend the rest of the night apart.
No, she would just go into the bathroom or leave or just
use some advanced fart suppression technology.
Yeah, wait for me to leave the room or something and just rip ass
oh God.
Yeah, I thought he would never get out of here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But
it is funny when you see people walking into like a common space where they're like not worried about just really letting one go.
Oh, I love letting it go in a common space.
Like that one scene in I Love You, Man.
I didn't see that.
And far.
You're wasting your time with that couple. Just FYI.
Why do you say that?
I saw the guy pull in. He's driving a Saab 9.3, which I'm not a snob. It's a great car, but it costs $30,000. This house must be, what, $4.2 million? It doesn't quite compute, right?
Well, I hope that's not the case. He told me he was going to make an offer.
I think he's trying to impress that girl he hasn't slept with yet.
How do you know that?
Well, it's body language, you know? Like, that guy needs to fart. It's pretty clear, but he doesn't know her well enough to do it in front of her, so I assume they haven't slept together.
He does seem to be clenching.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fart. Watch, when he gets enough space, he can let one rip, I guarantee you. Oh, that's a good move. Hey, go check out the kitchen, honey. I'll meet you in there. Now watch. Making his move slowly, slowly but surely. Watch the leg. Wait for it. Wait for it. Fart. Boom. That's a fart, motherfucker.
Oh, my God.
That's a fucking fart.
Oh, my God.
Look at him. Crop dusting across your open house. It's a disgrace.
He farted in my open house.
You sure did.
You know what, guy? I like it, but I'm thinking it might be a little bit small.
Totally, and it smells like fart.
I'd want a nitpick.
I farted on my first date with my ex.
Oh, good.
And blamed it on the cat.
Sometimes you just know that she's the one.
On this
man,
cat?
you know?
Yeah. And since
Girl,
she wasn't...
you tootin'? Are you stinky?
Honestly, smell is way more shameful than the noise, right? We can agree on this.
Yeah, hell yeah, but it's also a lot funnier.
It is. And it was one of those things, that's the thing, where like it turned into like my little pet thing where like I turned that into like, oh, I'll just always blame it on the cat. And then like it quickly, like a month in, was like, okay, stop blaming it on the cat and stop farting.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't. Like, it's just, if you're going to be living with me, especially when we were living together, yeah, I can understand if like while we were dating and we were just, you know, hanging out, I can suppress it. But if we're living together, then it's like, I'm going to fart in this apartment at some point. And you're gonna be here at some point.
Like what? Yeah. What else is home? What else is home for? Really? It's the place where you can. You know.
And to say like you can't do it, or please, like, you know, get 100 yards distance away from me before. That's like, okay, that's just unrealistic.
I once had OCD so bad I wouldn't let myself sneeze because I thought each sneeze would like change my personality somehow.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm medicated for. It's nuts.
Wow. Like you would suddenly just turn
I'd
into
have
a
to
different
not
person
sneeze.
after a sneeze.
It was a dumb theory.
No, I like it though.
Like I was a sinus-based superhero, or just like Guy
Were
Ritchie.
you like 11?
Who was the guy in Memento? Guy Ritchie.
Yes.
Oh God, who cares? I hate that fucking movie.
Oh wow, you hate a lot of good movies.
I hate a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. You're a hater.
Well, because I feel like mediocre white dudes have ruined a lot of good movies.
There is no racial bigotry here.
You just hate white guys.
I do hate white guys.
I'm surprised you're even on my podcast.
I gotta do what I gotta do to get known, you know? It's all about the Benjamins.
Right.
I'm gonna make a lot of money from being on this podcast.
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah,
it's all about the Brenthmers.
Stop.
You guys can thank me later when you get the This Comics Life bump.
Right?
Looking forward
People are
to
gonna
it.
be like, oh man, I can't wait to listen to Real Eyes now about conspiracy theories.
I do like that podcast. It is fun.
It's a good one. We're talking about Prince and chemtrails. Yeah, but I'm not interested enough in my friends right now to interview somebody.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to do this every 2 weeks, and I just haven't for like a month because there's nobody. I mean, we can talk.
Thanks.
I just fucking met you. Otherwise, I have people who are like, let me be on your show. And I'm like, what are we going to even... Do I have to talk about comedy and podcasting again on my show?
We just improv'd on the radio, though. We should be fearless by now.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrifying.
I am
Improv
fucking
on the radio.
fearless. Yeah. That's just my valley girl. Oh my God, you guys. I kind of, when I went back home for my birthday, I wanted to go back and be like, oh my God, you guys, I haven't even changed. I'm like the same person.
Oh, wait.
It's the vocal fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same person.
It's a little bit like Alan Rickman, except you're vocal frying it in the
Mr.
throat instead of the nose.
I'm like the same, Mr. Pato.
I wish I could do more impressions. The one impression that I do really well is Marvin the Martian.
Oh.
And Kermit the Frog. But they're kind of...
Kermit the Frog here?
Yeah, they're kind of a hair off one another, though.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't know Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian
Oh,
sounds
there
like
it is.
this.
Perfect. You are making me very angry. You are making me very angry.
You're making me very angry. Most upsetting.
Because he's Martian, which is why he's dressed like a Spartan, and he always likes to go to war all the time. Is that far out or what, dude?
What the fuck?
It's so crazy, though, because I first started doing the impression where I would just say, like, this is Marvin the Martian getting denied from a bank loan. And then I'd go into it like, you know, why didn't you take my delirium face modulator as the down payment?
Wow. Flawlessly rehearsed.
But nobody would laugh. Everybody was like, yes, so what? Who the hell is Marvin the Martian? I'm a millennial. But then when I started going...
I'm a millennial. And I don't
Yeah. But did you know?
Yes.
Okay, so you're cool.
I mean, I haven't watched a cartoon in a while because I'm a fucking adult.
Right.
But I grew up Marvin the Martian and Jason. I grew up in the days where everybody's drawing Marvin the Martian on their notebook. Everybody.
So what's
Haven't
up
you
with...
even seen Clueless?
That's nice representation there.
Thanks. Those are really nice stickers.
Oh, you like them? See, I was thinking it was too cluttered. You know, I want to wipe all this out and just concentrate on one main decorative statement, like Marvin the Martian right there.
Get out of town. I could do Marvin the Martian.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's not really a lot to him, but you want to see?
Yeah.
Here.
Wow. That's really cool.
Thanks.
You drew that?
Yeah.
So Looney Tunes are like, they occupy this weird cultural space where they were sort of like pre-meme memes or something. Like everyone would get Tweety Bird or Taz tattoos. Not everybody.
Taz tattoos?
Oh, that's right. And remember when they were like gangstas for a while?
Yeah.
And they were on shirts?
Yeah, with baggy pants.
Airbrushed shirts.
They all looked like crisscross.
It was like fan art before fan art, you know? It was the pre-internet.
Oh my god, it's not
And on
anything
the
before
front,
anything.
it
It's
was
just
the
fan
front,
art.
and on the back, it was the back.
I do remember this at the mall.
Far fucking out.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, so I would go into that Marvin the Martian bit, and then I later found out that I turned it into a Dirty Talk bit.
Oh no.
Okay.
And then it suddenly started working.
Oh no.
Where, like, my girlfriend was like, hey, you should get into a character. And I'm like, I only do one character.
Talk dirty to
And
me in a voice, honey.
Yeah,
well,
and I was
mean,
like-
look, if this is...
Claire has me fuck her as Tom Waits all the time.
It's my favorite.
I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't want this to be on the record. This is not canon. This is not canon.
This is not canon. Tom Waits,
Obviously,
though.
it's Leonard Cohen.
I wanted to throw it back to your Martian dirty talk, please.
Okay, so, like, yeah, like, the climax is basically, like, you know, like, I'm gonna come! And I don't want to toot my own horn, but it works.
Sounds like you wouldn't mind a little, am I right? A little horn, a little tooting. A little
What?
tooting of the horn. You
What?
know what I'm saying?
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
A little tooting.
Is there
little tooting of the horn?
Is there a bit that you guys, you know, is pretty solid, pretty foolproof?
There is no foolproof bit.
Well, I would say works more than doesn't.
Yeah. Like a solid weapon. I mean, one I go to all the
Like,
time.
if it's going bad, I'll whip this out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Sometimes I still do my first joke. It's funny because it's like, it's still somewhat relevant because people still know who Skrillex is.
What? Well, I don't remember that joke.
Goddamn. Oh, wait. I think I sent you it wasn't my first set. But yeah, Skrillex had just released a song with Diplo.
Nice.
And 2 Chainz.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Febreze. And in the chorus, 2 Chainz would yell, "Yeah, I'm the shit. I should have Febreze on me."
Yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah, 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 yeah, I'm the shit. I should have Febreze on me.
Which is a terrific line. But when you think about it, it makes you question whether Mr. Chainz has some serious misconceptions about shit. did he not ever get potty trained? Is he just so fuck you rich that he's never had? No one has ever questioned him about this. Sorry, that got off track. Fuck.
No, that was good.
Fuck. No.
I like the fuck you rich part.
Like, you don't just take a shit and then turn around and spray Febreze on it. There's a step in the middle. But is he just so fuck you rich that no one has ever corrected him on it? Like, he's at his rap mansion, and his butler comes in and he tells him, "Yeah, I took a shit, then I sprayed Febreze on it. Very good, Mr. Chains. You're a big boy." Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't make as good of a song as he said, like, I took a shit, then I wiped, then I looked at it, then I took Febreze
Then I checked it
on
out to make sure that it's not floating, because that could be a health situation.
I examine it for signs of illness.
Especially if it isn't super solid. But, like, not too dry. That's also really bad, and you need to drink
wipe
some
3
water.
times before you check it.
And then
First
I told my
2
boy,
worth
take a photo.
There was some blood, but it was red, which meant not eternal bleeding.
I like that rhyme better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
I didn't rhyme. I just
send that into 2 Chains.
Yeah.
When were his 3 biggest movies? I think were Captain. Why are we doing this?
Okay, let's go. No,
we get sidetracked on pop culture stuff we love.
Let's do this
many times.
Thing.
We're going back to the improv game. It's Sweeping the Nation. It's going to be a next big hit in the next months, years.
The comedy world is about to discover improv.
Right.
Discover improv thanks to this.
So we're going through another marital or just a relationship quarrel with 2 new characters, and these characters are...
I'm going to be portraying brand new original character, Dude Bro Dude.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. This is my last resort.
Dude Bro Dude. Okay.
Dude Bro Dude.
I feel like you can handle this. And Claire?
I am the goth princess.
I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep.
Goth princess. Okay, so we don't know, but maybe we'll find out what the backstory is on how these people got together. But
there's no backstory.
How does the goth princess and the dude bro get into this trouble, which is Claire just found out she's pregnant.
So, okay, in this case, I'm interpreting it as Dude Bro Dude is actually my name. But I have a very respectable job, so I just go by Dude Be Dude.
Doobie Dude.
Doobie Dude.
Okay, so Claire, goth princess.
Yeah.
Who might not be called Claire. Maybe like...
There can be a princess named Claire.
But a goth princess?
That's it. You're already doing the character.
I'm Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum.
All right? Are you fucking happy?
I like that. Okay, so Chrysanthemum just found out she was pregnant.
Sandra! Chrysandramum, how you doing, girl? Doing anything tonight?
Dude.
That's my name. Twice, dude, bruh, dude.
Look, I just got some really bad news, and I'm gonna need to borrow like $600.
That's it?
Yeah, I just need to go to the clinic and get something taken care of.
I'll just tell my dad that I broke another skateboard. He'll be good for it.
Oh yeah, I forget that you ride those $600 skateboards.
Yeah, my lifestyle sort of puts a veil over the fact that I'm actually a child of privilege. Immense privilege.
You couldn't even tell it all by your voice. So, do you got that money? Also, have you seen my black lace parasol? It's pretty, like, sunny today.
I have something I need to tell you, though.
Oh, God, what is it?
I'm ready to be a father. I want to be the bro to his dude.
Look, and that's that's great and all, but like,
difficult for me to portray emotion this way.
I need to follow The Cure on their tour right now, so like, I don't really have time for that.
Look, you don't need to use excuses. I know our families have been at war for generations.
What? Look, so I know that you're like getting thrown out of Verona, but I got this plan, okay? I'm gonna need you to meet me at the cemetery.
Dude is afraid of no cemetery.
Look, I'm gonna do a whole I'm gonna do a ritual. There's gonna be like a salt circle. You're gonna be super safe.
Wait, are your parents Illuminati too?
No, I'm Wiccan. You know this about me.
But it sounds like you're trying to summon the Moonchild, bruh.
Look, I don't know what your obsession is with kids right now. Do you have $600 though? Like, seriously.
Let's hit a Chase ATM. I need some more wax for my boards, bruh.
What was that, Max? Did you just turn into David Bowie?
It's a hard voice to sustain.
I need some wax for my
It's a hard voice to sustain. Because it's like if
Wait,
you ever wanted to say anything.
Are you waxing skateboards? Have we transitioned
I think
into
you use wax for. I think you
surfboards?
actually use wax for skateboards too.
Yeah.
You put it on like a grinding rail.
Yeah, you do.
What the fuck? Oh, well, anyway.
Okay, and scene.
Yeah, thank you. Like, just give me money.
I love it. I love it.
Improv is hard.
I know. You ever thought about doing improv before this?
Yeah. When I first moved here, I thought I was going to do improv.
Yeah, I mean,
I might still do it.
I feel like
just
it is.
Broke.
I did it a few times for sure.
It could be really helpful because like I overthink everything before I take the next step. Like everything I was doing in there was like, let's add another complicated thing. And I don't know.
Don't complicate. Why you always gotta make things so complicated?
Well, I've noticed also too, like
impression number 4. I think.
That's not an impression.
What's the difference between karaoke and an impression?
Oh, do you rock karaoke?
I karaoke the fuck out of it.
What's your go-to?
No, everybody asks me this. Look, I have a lot of go-tos.
Oh, okay. It just depends.
I've never in my life Celine Dion. I do Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. I do Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. I do Total Eclipse of the Heart. I do No Doubt Sunday Morning.
Right. Do you sing as Gwen?
Yeah, a little bit. I do her falsetto.
That's tight.
Mm-hmm.
I think my go-to is probably a pretty big standard, and it's just Careless Whisper.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've done it.
I can rock it out pretty well.
I know the sax, but not the words.
Yeah.
Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
Yep.
Yep. It's a good one.
You are just going to steal my girl in front of me. Go ahead.
But
Go ahead. You deal with
to
this.
Pretend.
No, clearly if I like George Michael, I'm not really going to steal girls.
Right? He's going to steal you.
This apartment is the pad, though, like, for real.
Oh, shut up. I mean, you got that tiger painting.
You do have a highly powerful, erotic tiger painting.
I was going to say, and this is not my only bedspread. I have a tiger bedspread, too.
What the fuck? This purple floral number isn't your own?
It's my ex's, for sure. I got the bed, and she got the TV.
Oh.
That was the split.
Right.
Yeah.
I would take a bed in a second.
Well, I mean, if there's only one bed, yeah.
And it's like, do I want to sleep on the floor and watch TV, or do I...
Right? You have a laptop.
The guy she was leaving you with already had a bed.
Right. She did have a bed, actually, so this was our guest bed.
Oh.
But going back to the painting, that my grandfather painted that.
Oh, shit.
That's why it's hanging.
Huh. It's very cool.
Got a little significance.
It's in a place of honor above the gravity bong.
Yeah. It's very, very prestigious.
Good reflection.
Yeah, my grandfather and uncle are both artists.
Nice.
My uncle did my logo for the podcast.
Oh. Yeah, you do have a very good-looking logo. Like someone really took the time to paint that digital.
I don't remember what it is.
It was my uncle. You can look it up later.
I'll
or whenever. But yeah, I did not catch the artist bug. I wish I did. I guess I got an artist bug in the sense of I could tell a joke. podcast. Is that art?
It can be.
It depends on the intent, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I know this logo. That's a good one.
The methodology between the arts and the sciences, when you get down to it, isn't fundamentally different. It's only the intent.
Sorry, I yawned.
Communicate something, or are you trying to answer a question?
Yeah. All right. I think we might be done.
Are we done?
You guys have anything else that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about my podcast.
All right. Yeah, do some plugs. Hit it up. Where can we find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at ClareWolf, and that's ClareeWolf.
You can find me on Twitter at Cary, just like you can find me.
Why do you use the at? Why do you say at?
Do I say at Twitter?
Yeah, you're like
this is
Cheya Cary.
this is why I'm blowing up, is because I've mastered the self-promotion game.
At. Yeah, we got it.
Do you guys brand yourself? Is it like every social media platform is the same name?
Some places I'm ClareWolf, some places I'm Clarosaurus Rex.
Right. I like it.
Yeah.
I like them both.
It's old. ClareWolf is funny because it rhymes with werewolf, but literally nobody figures that out, so it's whatever. We also host a podcast together called Trent Talk, which is your Halo by Halo guide to America's Greatest Treasure, Trent Reznor. And you can find us on social media at Trent Talk Pod. We're also sort of doing a show called High Crimes. It's like Drunk History, but we get high and talk about crime.
Did you hear both episodes?
Yeah, definitely.
And we're just figuring out a groove. It's gonna take a sec. But
the guillotine, yeah, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one was out.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun researching it.
And then I do a show that you sometimes will co-host, and it's called I Don't Even Know, and it's at IDEK Pod.
A bit like this show. It's a show where we interview interesting people.
Yeah. And then I have a show with my best friend called Besties, where we just talk about our life and dicks. We talk about dicks.
Relationships.
Yeah, we just gossip. We've been friends for 23 years. So
I should probably listen to that.
Yeah,
so I know
don't
what you're
listen.
saying about my dick.
I don't talk about your dick.
Wow, why wouldn't you? I'm a little hurt by that.
I don't know.
It's just so big.
Oh my
There's
God,
one
you
significant
just- yeah.
dick in your life. Would it kill you just to acknowledge?
Shia
Forget
has
it.
such a big dick. But what about his dick? No, that's not what I mean.
I just want people to know you're happy. That's it.
Anyway, guys, but definitely follow me also at This Comics Live, or you can go to Twitter and follow me at the D Stories, or just write me on the archaic email. Ask your grandparents what email is, and then say, "Oh, that's right, I got it." And it's at thiscomicslivepod@gmail.com. And yeah, just follow every show that you've heard so far.
Yeah, I hope you're taking notes.
Just look up these two guys and just follow everything they do.
Right.
All right, guys. Until next week, this has been